All right, shalom, shalom. What's up, family? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Come on in, come on in. We'll get this done real quick. I'm on. I'm not even 100% sure if I'm supposed to be out here or not, so we're gonna make this work real quick. Just wanted to come on. Thank you for being on. Appreciate you, appreciate you. Come on in, come on in. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in God's sight. He is our strength and our redeemer, and in His name, which is His authority, that we pray, praise, proclaim, protect, and protect. Tonight's message. I'm on. Um, Hello, everybody. Shalom, peace. Come on in. Peace to y'all. Excuse me. Peace. Come on in. Come on in. We're just going to be real quick. I'm just here. It's raining, so I'm under this underpass or whatever. We're thankful and grateful for you guys for coming on and spending a little bit of time with us. So we're going to talk about real quick, and we give all honor and praise, as always, to the Most High. We give all praise and honor to Him for my wife, the Honorable Alma, who lives like to say, but to be honored. As always, check her out on TikTok, YouTube, or website, and Pinterest at Bloom and Flourish, not A-N-D, the letter N, Bloom and Flourish. She is a healer, herbalist, chemist, and biologist by degree. Thankful and grateful for you guys for being on one more again. And so real quick, we're going to talk about tonight, and thank you to the moderators, Minister yourself, SOC, Lottie, everybody. Real quick, real brief tonight, we're going to talk about don't go the same way twice. All right? This is my Bible, this is my sword, and this is what I trust for your husband as Lord. No sword of God shall ever be heard, for this is my Bible, and this is your word. Hashem Yechava. Amen. Don't go the same way twice. Amen. Don't go the same way twice. Be careful. You've gone that way before. Right? Be careful. Don't go the same way twice. I actually get this in referencing something that we were taught when I was in the United States military. When we would go certain places, when we'd be in certain places around the world, we would make it a point, or we were taught to make it a point, especially if you're living somewhere, and especially if you were living off base, possibly, there are people who would know that you were from out of the country. There were people who would know that maybe you were a little more, no matter how strong you were, no matter how tall you were in stature, you might be in a weaker position than others might be, and you were easy prey, right? It was easy for people to prey upon you because you might not have known the area as well. People would know that you were a tourist right away by certain things that you may or may not do. And so we were taught to always make sure that you took different directions. Matter of fact, still to this day, I like to make sure that I go in different directions to get home, to get to certain places, to come home slightly at different times, etc. If I'm going somewhere where I frequently visit, I want to make sure that I go different ways because it's a way of me being able to see if somebody is following, if I see the same person going in different paths, different directions, whatever the case might be. It helps me to ensure that I'm on the right path, right? Or it helps me to ensure that I'm protecting myself and my family nowadays as well by ensuring that I'm not going the same direction. And thank you for the love, appreciate it. Right? And how you doing? I'm sorry. Hello. How's everybody doing? We'll say hello a little more in a second. But just like I said, I'm just gonna be brief tonight, right? But don't go the same way twice. Right? Yeah, to be aware is to be alive. And so one of the reasons you don't go the same way twice is to make sure that you protect yourself. Now, if we're going to talk about it in your regular everyday life, whether you want to talk about spirituality, whether you want to talk about just to make this motivational today, if you want to talk about just psychology, if you want to talk about patterns and certain things you want to develop or challenge in your brain pattern, make sure that you are going in different directions. Don't be so caught up on trying to do the same thing over and over and over again, even if it's working. And if you, right, because if you keep going the same way, somebody might not have got you last time, but they might get you this time. Or somebody might have hurt you the last time. Why would you go that same way? I know some people will say, I want to take the power back. I'm going to go in the same direction. I'm going to deal with the same demons. Somebody beat me up before. I'm going to make sure I go in front of their face. But that might not be the direction for you to go in. Right? Especially if we talk about being led by the Holy Spirit and things of that regard. But be careful and don't become one of these people to where you're going the same way twice. Right? You're doing the same thing twice, right? You've been hurt going that way before. Protect yourself. You don't have to go back there. You don't have to prove who you are and stuff like that. You don't have to prove that you're better. You don't have to make sure that this time you're going to go there and you're going to subdue the person. This time the person's going to forgive you. This time your life going to be different. This time that job, everybody's going to understand you. It might not be for you, right? Don't go the same way twice. You don't have to go that direction. You don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to make sure that you're in charge and that showing everybody that you're the man, that you're the woman, this and that or whatever. You don't have to go that direction, right? There's no guarantee that it's going to end up better for you this time than it did last time, right? You don't have to go that direction, right? Don't don't go especially if you don't have to. You don't have to go the same way twice, right? How did it end up for you last time, right? How did it end up for you last time when you went that way, right? Did your life change for the better when you went that way last time, right? Did your life end up going for the better last time when you went that direction, right? Was that the right way to go last time? Where lives change? Have you become a better person? Are you a better person when you go in that direction? Right? You don't have to go that same direction twice. You don't have to do the same thing that you did once before. You don't have to be involved in the same circles as before. Right? Right? Um, I got to be careful because I don't want to be too. What's the word I'm looking for? Oh, hold on one second, y'all on TikTok. Sorry. Sorry about that. Um, but yeah, you there. I don't know if I should use this reference point or not. There are, put it like this: there are people who have. Okay, I can say this without getting into all the details. There are some people who I've researched who have been, let's say, women of the night, right? And they were at one point in their life, they stopped doing it because they got better. Maybe they got married, they came out of that life, they got more into the Most High, whatever the case might be. They end up with troubles. So what do? They go right back to the same street corner, to the same location, be under the same um, stewards of women of the night. I'm being very selective with my language right now. And they end up in a lot of trouble that was very similar. And sometimes this time they don't make it out, right? Or sometimes somebody's gotten off drugs. They're doing well for themselves. They come out of it, but then what's your default, right? You got to change your default setting in your mind, right? Your mindset has to change. Your paradigm has to shift so that you don't believe that you should be doing the same thing that you once did before, right? Or that thing can bring you solace this time. Oh, all right. Thanks for letting me know. I guess I'll be here when you guys get back. Um, but yeah, so so you have to ask yourself. You have to come to yourself or come back to yourself and realize I don't need to go back in that same direction that I once did. Right? I don't have to be that person that I once did. Matter of fact, some of us, we used to be the angry person. We used to win all the fights. I'm sorry, I'm out here. I got to check I got to check my six sometimes. We're trying to be the person I had to. I was the one I won all the fights. Couldn't nobody beat me? Can't nobody hold me? Can't nobody throw hands like I can? But do you have to go back to that? Right? You don't have to go back to that. Right? You don't have to go back to that. Even in making money, right? I can make money, but in making money, Um, do I have to go back to the same way that I made money? Can I make it clean? Or can I make it through my own business? Or can I make sure that my family is more taken care of this time than choices I made before? Right? Um, is it the way that I should have went in the first place? Right? Make it a point that you're not going back to the same thing just because it's the most comfortable thing, right? Or that it's the thing that you think is going to get you the most clout, or is what you might be. Um, it might be the easiest thing for you to do, etc. Right? Right? Like make it a point to remind yourself you don't have to go back that route. Right? This isn't even a really in-depth thing, crucial thing. This is just a reminder to some, right? Or something to bring back to your remembrance, even to bring back to your mind, to remind, to have this mindset again, right? Let this mind be in you tonight that I don't have to go back. There's a lot of pressure on us sometimes to go back or to do the things that everybody in our family told us we're supposed to do. Everybody expected that we were going to make it this way and that way, um, right? But we don't have to go the same way twice. It's not necessary. It's not necessary for you to go that direction, right? The Most High has put things up and has set things up in your life. You don't have to do that. You don't have to. I don't. Whatever that thing is, whatever whoever's thinking about it, whatever, right? You don't have to do that. You don't have to be angry like you used to be angry. You don't have to be frustrated like you were frustrated. You don't have to date the way that you used to date. You don't have to look at marriage the way you looked at marriage before. You don't have to, right? I know you might be the only. Sometimes it feels like you're not by yourself. Just like Elijah wasn't by himself. Sometimes it feels like you're all by yourself. Sometimes it feels like you are all by your lonesome. Sometimes it feels like you've got to give in because you're the only person not listening. You're the only person not doing. If you don't give in, then who's going to spend time with you? This and that or whatever. That's why we're trying to build community, of course. But in the meantime, just remember, you don't have to. You don't have to go the same way twice. You don't have to do the same thing that you did before. And oftentimes, if we be honest, ask yourself this question: did it work last time? Did it work last time? Right? Did it get you where you thought you were going to? Whoever this is for, like I said, I don't know how in depth this is going to be. I don't know how many scriptures might be pulled out tonight. This might just be a warning for somebody, a reminder for somebody, just to let you know again, you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. I know you're thinking hard about it. You don't have to do it that way. Right? You don't have to do it. Right? You don't have to be angry like you used to be angry. Somebody mess with you, somebody getting on your nerves. You're gonna let them know. Okay, fine, let them know, but let them know the way the word of Yahweh says to let them know. Right? You don't have to go back to the old you. They don't know who they messing with. They done forgot about me. No. You forgot about the old you. You have left that old you alone. You become a new creature. Yeah, they left you alone, so they don't know about you anymore. Oh yeah, they better be happy that they don't know me when they used to know me. Yeah, they should be. You should be happy that they don't know you the way that they used that they would have known you before, because you wouldn't have gotten the opportunities that you've gotten, and you wouldn't have become a greater person, and your family life wouldn't be better, and your heart wouldn't be better. Right? Let let this mind be in you tonight that helps you to recall some of the things that you did used to do, so that you don't try to go back to what you used to be. Right? You don't have to be that. Let her go. Let him go on this evening. You don't have to give credence to them. They shouldn't have been credible in the first place. Right? You don't have to try and give credibility to the incredulous and the non-credible. Right? Be incredible and go to another level. Right? Supersede the thought process of the old you that would have just swung. Supersede the process of the old you that would have just gave in. Supersede the process of the old you that would have just hung your head low. Right? You're not now the new you. You study your word. You open your word. Right? Don't go the same way twice. It didn't end that well the first time. It's not going to end any better this time. Right? You don't have to do it. Like I said, I don't know how in depth this message is tonight. It might not resonate with all tonight. That's okay. Not every message is going to. I'm just saying tonight, I'm trying to give you, and thank you everybody on Clapper, thank you everybody on YouTube, thank you everybody for being on TikTok tonight. But it's just something for you, food for thought, something for you to chew on, something for you to look at and be reminded, oh yeah, I don't have to be that anymore, right? I've been delivered, right? I've come into Yahweh's marvelous light. I don't have to be in darkness anymore. I don't got to put on the darkness anymore. I don't got to, put on the Bane mask and put on the muscle and do all this stuff. I don't have to be the defender of Gotham and beat everybody down tonight, right? I have somebody who already defends me. I have a culture and a law and precepts and things that I keep line upon line and precept upon precept, and they allow me to be in a place where I'm protected, because law doesn't give rights, it protects rights. My right to peace is protected. Why would I give up my peace so that I can remind them of how I used to use my peace? You know what I'm saying? I don't have to go that direction anymore. It's all right for me to never have to go that direction anymore. It's all right. There's a Kofi that none of you will ever meet, and I'm thankful. Because if you met that Kofi, I'm not saying he might not try to slip his head out every once in a while. I'm not saying that you might not see a look every once in a while. If you get around me, I'm not saying you might not see me get that angry side get up. But he has no authority. He doesn't have the power that he once did. Right? So you gotta talk to yourself and remind yourself, that you don't have to go that same way. You don't have to operate. You don't have to operate the same way you did. You don't have to be under the same jurisdiction as you did. Some of you were being led by demonic influence. You don't have to be led by that anymore. Watch this. For somebody, you don't have to go the way of trying to people please because you don't want to feel alone, right? It's not righteous for you to be alone, sure, But if you're gonna be with people that are not righteous and you're trying to get to a righteous place, you basically alone with people that aren't righteous anyways. Right? Didn't you feel lonely being the only person who thought about righteous when you were around the non-righteous? When somebody catch it, did you not feel lonely, right? Being the only righteous one around those that were not righteous? Anybody ever been there where I'm trying to keep righteousness? I'm trying to do what I'm supposed to do. I'm trying to love people. I'm trying to pray for people. I'm trying to make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And yet I'm the only one. And I feel bad, not just because there's people around me that's giving me peer pressure. I feel bad because they're a reminder of what I'm not supposed to do. And I know it's only a matter of time. If I stick around this, either I'm going to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, or I'm just going to simply copy those around me, because at the end of the day, my environment will influence me. If I eat, right? If I'm a turtle in a pond and the pond is filled with poison and poisonous stuff, no matter what's going on, at some point, my natural instinct is going to kick in. And even if I know it's poisonous, I'm going to try to eat what's there, right? Because it'll be a natural response to me trying to starve. I might be in an environment that has stuff to eat, but if it's all poisonous, right, then I'm going to eat something poisonous at some point. And so I have to be careful, right, of what environment I'm in. It'd be best for me to go ahead and just deal with being in an environment, even if it's sparse, even if it's not exactly what I want it to be, even if it's not the perfect even if it is not the perfect surroundings for me in the flesh or in the physical. It'd be better for me to go ahead and stay somewhere where at least I know I'll live, and I'll live righteously, and I'll be fed something that can cause me to live. It should be at least edible to my soul, edible to my spirit, not poisonous. And here's the wild part is a lot of you will stick around because at least you didn't pass away, at least you didn't die, at least you didn't get harmed this time. Right? We're gonna take our leave off of this one. A lot of people will stick around mess and nonsense longer than they should, right? Or at all for that matter. But they'll stick around nonsense longer than they should because at least it didn't poison me this time. Right? At least it didn't poison you this time. That's where a lot of people, that's where people will be at, right? At least it didn't poison me this time. At least it didn't harm me this time. But if it's slowly poisoning you, you're still dying. Right? You feel me? Right? If you're slowly poisoning you, then you still die. So that whole thing, well, it doesn't kill you, makes you stronger. If it doesn't kill you today, what if it still kills you? Is it making you stronger? Be careful. Right? We talked about this before. Rat poison is food, except for about 0.000 something percent of it. But that 0.00 something percent is so strong that it'll off you. It only takes a little bit. And even if you're something strong enough to go back and get more food the next time, it'll get you the next time if it didn't get you this time. But some of us are eating stuff that is slow poison. It's just taking a long time. And because it's taking a long time, we're thinking that this is something that it doesn't kill and make me stronger, right? So, hey, I never grew up saying I love you, and nobody ever said they love me. Man, that's some punk stuff. I don't need that. I don't need this or whatever, right? You're going the same way as the people that went before you. You don't have to go that way again. And here you are going through slow poison, and then you get to a certain age to where you're trying to figure out, why am I muttering under my breath? And you get to a certain age as to, why is my son saying, I was in his life and like my daddy was in my life, and my son's sitting here complaining, talking about, I don't say I love you enough and this and that or whatever. You're dealing with some slow poison. Your relationships are still failing, right? Just because, right? You can be on cocaine, and right, you can be on crack, you can be on cocaine, you can be on dope, you can be on heroin or heroin, right? You can be an alcoholic and still be functional for a little bit, right? You can still be functional for a bit, but after a while, functional is not going to be great enough, right? But you can be functional. I know people who've given me their testimony, and I've seen it, and you would swear they never were dealing with a drug. They were functional. And they'll tell you, yeah, I was able to wake up and I was doing, and at first it was nothing. It was cool. It was fine. And then I need a little more, and I need a little more. Then I had to start taking breaks, and I had to start going to the bathroom. Then people started realizing my clothes didn't look right the way they were supposed to. I didn't look presentable, and all these different things, right? Because you getting something that's a slow burn now, right? It's a slow burn. It's slowly dealing with you, but it's dealing with you. It's slowly sucking the life out of you. It's slowly that soul tie is making you tired and making life feel burdensome. But you're still attached to it because you want something that doesn't kill me, it makes me stronger. You don't have to go the same way twice. Just because you survive doesn't mean that that's where you're supposed to be. You're not fine. You survived it the first day. Survive. Matter of fact, many of us, this is how we look at life. As long as we survive, you just try to make it from birthday to birthday, like you try to make it from paycheck to paycheck, and you celebrate so much, right? When your born day shows up, you are so celebratory. Yeah, I made it another year. I made it another day. I made it there. Have you thrived in today, or are you just surviving every day? Right? I don't have to go the route of surviving again. Surviving might put food on the table, but thriving allows me to sit at the table as much as I want. Right? Some of you talk about I put food on the table, but yeah, you only get to go ahead and eat with your family maybe once a week. But you survived to make it. But you survived to make it. Right? And I'm sorry they're restricting the lives. Because I guess I talked about survive and thrive. Yeah. So you got to be in a position, right? You got to be in a position where you recognize and realize what's going on. You don't have to go that route. You don't have to go that direction again. You do not have to go that direction. It's interesting. People can be on here doing all types of stuff, but I talked about survive. Anyway, I guess it's too close to right. Anyways, praise God. So I'm getting to a position, I'm getting to a place in my life. We're getting to a place in our lives to where we don't have to go that direction again. You don't have to just make it again, right? You don't have to have a good enough, so to speak, relationship again. You don't have to just put on blinders to certain things because you know that, hey, everybody got issues. Yeah, everybody got issues, but are they going to fix some issues? I don't have to be stuck in the same place anymore. I'm able to go to another level. I'm able to go to another level, right? Are you ready to go to another level? Right? You don't have to go the same way twice. Baby girl, you done broke up with somebody who did that same thing to you before. They done mistreated you before. They done shown you no respect before. You about to go in a relationship with somebody just like that again? You don't have to go that route again. I mean, it's up to you. It's your life. I would strongly suggest, though, if it messed you up the first time, why would you do it again? Bro, you ain't got to deal with that. That was a joke last time. She wasn't about nothing last time. Why are you going to get into it this time? Right? You already know what that brings. Why would you fall for it? Matter of fact, you got a whole wife at home. You got a whole wife. You got a whole life at home. You got a whole family at home. And you're going to give it up for a trick. I don't even talking about somebody that's on the street. I'm talking about somebody that looks like one thing, but it's really something else. Right? You got a family and a community now you can reach out to and say, hey, how should I handle this? How should I do this? Come to the men's meeting, come to the women's meeting, come to the stuff for the children, call each other up, get in touch with your ministerial staff, do whatever. You got a whole chance to do it differently. And you're saying, nope, this time is going to be the time. You don't have to walk this alone. Nope, this is going to be the time I walk it alone and watch it change. Right? Watch it change. This time will be the time. It's Groundhog's Day. You like Bill Murray out this piece. I know that's an ancient reference for some of you, but you like Bill Murray out this piece. Every day waking up to the same thing, thinking that something else is going to happen, thinking this time is going to be different. I'm going to come out the hole, and this time it's going to. This time this time when I do it, I'm gonna do the same thing I've been doing. This time when I get out there by myself, I swear I'm gonna make it. This time when I get out there and I'm the angry me, see, they ain't been ready for me. But that's why you ran away from it last time. You're telling me you're gonna leave something. And by the way, somebody needs to know this. You're trying to go back down the same path, some of you, because you're afraid to put in the work. Do you hear what I'm saying? Somebody need to hear this. Some of you are going to have to go down the same journey again because you're afraid to put in the work. You're not afraid of what's going to happen. You like the result, but you're afraid of the work. And you know that you're going to have to get rid of certain things. You know you're going to have to deal with yourself. You know that you can't bring that same stinking thinking in here. You know that you're going to have to say sorry sometimes. You know you're going to have to be accountable. And you don't like the idea of having to be a new creature, at least the work that it takes. You don't like being on the potter's wheel and watching the potter have to redevelop the clay. You'd rather just be the mud. So you're trying to go back and get it out the mud, right? No, let him get you out the mud and turn mud into a work of art. You don't have to do it no more. These night lives in person, praise God. You don't have to do it no more, right? You don't have to go. I'm telling you, I get it. I don't like it myself. There's some stuff I've still, every day, I'm not perfect myself. It's time for me to go down some paths and I be looking twice. And I look back and I say, you know, it'd be easier to do it this way. I already know it's going to be messed up. Matter of fact, let me say it the way some of y'all say. I won't say it exactly, but I know it's going to be effed up if I go this way, for real, for real. But you know what, bro? I'd rather deal with the effed up stuff that I know rather than the righteous stuff that I don't. Real talk? Right? I'd rather, I see, this is comfortable over here. This drama, and I have to deal with mouth, and I have to deal with lack of finance, and I have to deal with all these different things. But at least it's easier for me, at least I think, to deal with what I know rather than the insecurity that I have of not knowing how it's gonna go if I go the righteous way. Right? So you don't have to go that way twice. You did it once, you know the result. It is what it is. You don't have to do it. It's up to you, of course. It's always up to you. It's always been up to you. It's always been your choice. And the Most High, he will respect your choice. He'll respect your space. But you don't have to do it again. All right. Appreciate you guys. Love y'all. Y'all take care. We'll see you in the rising. And remember, as always, fam, that you're loved, you're necessary, you're majestic, you're fearfully and wonderfully made, and you, which is all of us working together, will be the reason why people who are in the system no longer have to be of it. Shalom, family. Peace.